Hi guys, and welcome to yet another episode of L&R Podcast. We are the Love and Relationship Podcast with myself, Fiona Mantata, aka Fifi, and I am chilling with my brothers here. Introduce yourself, bro.
Yo, my name is SK, aka Uncle SK, and we are back again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Siphethe nobaba la babo siphethe ushabalala.
Inhloko ekhaya ushabalala umshengu.
Yeah.
Sesikhona bafowethu.
Dongola mavuzo. Fifi.
So yeah guys, we are back with yet another episode. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for joining the family. And today we are back again, yes, with another epic episode. We are going to be speaking about the importance of finances in a relationship. SK Bab, how important are finances for you in a relationship as a man?
Hey, yeah. No, I think it is important, but to a certain extent for me. There are different elements to the whole finances. It shouldn't be the main thing about the relationship, but my finances, they are very important because most relationships are paler because of the finances. That is the biggest part of the failure in a relationship. Depending ukuthi mhlambe nina ni mature kanganani ni yabo nikhuluma kanganani, because it's one of the things thola ukuthi asikhulumi ngazo. When you get into a relationship mina nawe, I'm trying to show you all the nice things. Lonke side lami eli right ukuthi mina ngi right, mina we can go to McDonald's, we can go to Spare every week, but at some stage, I mean that time kusuke kuyi the honeymoon phase, they call it. Yeah. So after that, then the reality kicks in.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable when you do that. But if you are like true from the beginning, you are like, this is who I am, this is how far I can go. And my finances I figure like this is how much I'm earning or whatever. If sen figure laput, I can tell you. But don't show. Sometimes as people, as a machita, we're showing the side loguti. Ozolthanda ngisho ngisakushela ngikushela ngamanga basically, but at the end of the day reality kicks in, man. We need to see impilo ngalendlela engayo. So yeah, they abalekile, but if I think if ni matured enough and ni khulume ngayo from the beginning, I mean it won't affect you that much. But
then after how long do you feel like you can introduce that topic? Because I don't think that you can start sharing your finances with somebody right?
No, that's true.
And also I feel like you as a guy, you have to pursue me, right?
Sure.
So I you have to take me out on dates. You know, we have to go out, we have to do certain things. So for me that can translate as this guy actually has money. And you know for this period of time, you understand. So when do you begin to have that conversation with, okay, this is me, this is how my finances are? Okay,
for me it's all about how much okay ngifuna kuwe. What do am I looking for something temporary or something long term? Because if I'm looking for something long term, I need to be honest with you without even telling you ukuthi yazi kanjani I earn 2,000 4,000 or whatever. But you'll see now mangithatha ngithi yazi kanjani, instead of going to a fancy restaurant, a Sentin or wherever, I take you to Abu KFC. Just endaweni la ukuthi I can afford. Thatha la ngimixa la emthonjeni ngishayela inyama, uyabona ukuthi iyahlanganisa le out, we understand. But if I take you to Sentin, already your expectation you're like, okay, this guy, and ungena because I lied to you. So it's more like I lied to you even without telling you lies, because I'm I'm giving you a picture.
You sold me a picture.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's one of those things, man. I should be. If mhlambe ngifuna ukushaya the hit and run or whatever, obviously I can take you to Sentin for a couple of dates or whatever. Then you're like, yes, ganjan, this guy is the one. Then uthola, but if I want something long term with you, then I need to be honest with you and tell you. In terms of qalanini ukuthi sikhulume leyo topic, I think it depends on how far we are in a relationship. So if maybe I feel comfortable or I trust you enough, which I can tell you about my finances, my private life, then
I was about to say it's also the the factor of transparency, like being vulnerable. How vulnerable can I be with you? And that, I guess, you will be able to see in all other aspects that we discuss and what we talk about. Shabalal, how important are finances, Baba Gui?
No, lo baba lo ukhuluma, I think enough. I think njoba ama finances are abalekile kakhulu, obvious, because impilo vele yona self, it's about imali kahle all those things. So I think ibalekile vele lokuthi uyilethe as soon as ufuna, like lo muntu lo umbona ukuthi ngathi nizohlanganisa something right.
Yeah.
So I think it's important ukuthi understand ukuthi ume kanjani kahle because angazi mhlambe afuna ezinye izinto engikhona ukuzenza, obvious. So obvious uma mhlambe so bonakala ngathi wena umuntuogrand, of which because ngikaba ne challenge enjalo mina like umuntu akubuke isicu, acabange ukuthi mhlambe yabo, so ezinye zezinto mhlambe engicabanga ukuthi ziba naleyo nto le ukuthi hayi bengacabanga ukuthi kanti awunafoko.
Yeah, now you're seeing the real. Yeah, now you're seeing the real deal when you're in. Yeah.
Next mfethu yabo, like so abanye abantu mhlambe uma ekubheka mhlambe ubona ngathi hayi no izinto zakho.
So also no ngiyayibamba le because uthola ukuthi you didn't lie, but
perception.
Sorry, but mhlambe indlela ogqoke ngayo
into
oyithandela nje ukuthi
perception
and angeke akasakhona ukukuthemba mawumtshela leyo nto kahle unaleyo nto ukuthi hayi nini uyafona let's say mhlawumbe ukuthi ngila esantini santi yabo, like makabheka lezo zinto lathi lo muntu lo unenyungu mhlawumbe every time mawumtshela ukuthi wenzani kuphi abone ukuthi impilo lo muntu ngathi busy nani kusho ukuthi unenyungu. So izinto ezinjalo sometimes
you're actually very right. You're actually very right in Shabalala. Good. People sometimes look at with everything. I think abantu bayasibheka nje ukuthi even umuntu akubheka I didn't think you would date such a person. Bengicabanga ukuthi type yakho umuntu nje just by looking at you. But that's never a reflection of your pocket or a reflection of the person that you are.
True.
And then now I wanna and another thing also I read somewhere, but see girls with cars have money until you date them. So they look like they have money until you date them and you realize just these people actually have nothing. You know? All of that.
Yeah, more especially because you guys like to look good and you look like money.
Exactly.
When we and the most igini futhi mnandi because you are not most of you are not very much into izinto ezidurayo ngaleyo ndlela. You get to Mr. Price, hlanganisa whatever.
Banazi into ezigrand, like despite like ukuthi abafuna into ezidurayo banazi into right amantombazane is less. Amashida sinenkinga vele.
Definitely.
Like I don't understand ukuthi ngeke uthole into right go Pep or Mr. Price. But amantombazane they bangena lapha phume nenye into ubona ukuthi this is very nice. So
sure.
I don't understand ukuthi bayenza kanjani leyo nto.
No bona
bathi kucindezelwa thina ngapha.
No, problem ukuthi thina ngisho sithi masi icala la ekutheni wena emajideni ufuna ukubonakala ukuthi umuntu wedizini. Wena ufuna you understand? Bona kubo bafuna ukubonakala ukuthi I'm wearing a nice dress. It doesn't matter ukuthi lichamuka kuphi, it's nice because you can also go to a Mr. Price and get a nice jean.
Yeah. I think also when I SK priorities, like where we put our money. Like Tina, we are home builders, right? So I don't care about but maybe I care about my furniture. Okay, I have a kettle, I have whatever. So when you come to my house, when you come to my house, you see, actually this person is a spender, but she spends her money in a different place than Tina Machida, you understand? Also, I think because Tina, we are very flamboyant, we are fashionable. So with us, it's not so much about the quality, right? Our fashion changes like very quick. And then with men, I'm a trends wabo, it's guys, you guys in skip see black when I different, different styles. So with you guys, it's not about the fashion, it's about the sustainability. So it's about the quality of the t-shirt that I'm buying as opposed to how fashionable it is. You understand? And quality is more expensive, obviously, than but anyway, let's deviate a little bit. But Shabalal, I wanted to ask this question, right? Because the last time we had a conversation, we were talking about, you made mention of the fact that, Tina, as women, when we get into a relationship, we dwell so much on the finances of the guy. It's like, sure, how big is your pocket, right? And I wanted to ask Guti, so do you guys think that it's harder for a guy to be in a relationship if akasebenzi?
Yeah, no, kakhulu, especially
so design back, sorry,
kule mpilo esiphila kuyona manje mfethu, it's very tough kakhulu, and we yes challenge thina machita kakhulu, because let's say mhlambe ubuya vele, mhlambe ngidibana nawe ubuya entweni right, like ubuya entweni right, like usujwayela impilo sharp. So uma ngabe sengifika mina ngikutshela about my things, ukuthi mina kahle angisimnandi lapho nalapho, ngeke ngisakhona ukukumikisa mhlambe you used to mhlambe ngama weekends on Fridays mhlambe uphume what all those things. So obvious yakulimaza yakushaya there in there wena as umuntu wesimama. So iqiniso ilelo vele ukuthi empilweni esiphila kuyona manje ukuba nomuntu like onganatwa hayi kuba nzima, especially kubantu besifazane.
But I blame kubantu besifazane sometimes, because you guys expect that much. Okay, maybe it's the society esiphila kuyo, or nina expect fine. Githi singamajida first usijudge wena uthi ngizokhona ukuthi ngimithe istandard salo sesu, you understand? Usijudge wena because naturally Tina we are providers. Yes. We want to be able to provide regardless ukuthi wena uyakhona ukuzenzela into, because if ngizofika kuwe and ngingakhona ukuthi ngiprovide anything, I feel less of a man, you understand? Exactly. It might be maybe indlela esikhuliswe ngayo or indlela esibona ngayo impilo or the society esiphila kuyo, but egcineni uyaziweya na ukuthi ngiyamthanda lo muntu wesifazane, but will I be able to sustain le ngendlela phila ngayo, you understand? Because
again it's perception, because you don't really know.
But at the end of the day usqala wena as umchiti uthi will I be able to, because you need it's not necessarily perception sometimes, it's the way mina ngifuna ukuthi ngibe ngakhona when I'm in a relationship with you, you understand? I need to provide, I need to be able to okay, ibuke kanje uyasebenza ngisebenze, I've run out of underwears, I need to come to you and say ish, you understand? Those izinto wena as a woman you can come to me uthi baba yazi kanjani sengiphelelo phela manje uthini, you understand? Oh, let's do the shopping, but mina as a man it's degrading in a way. I feel like ish senyabufika lapho uthi yabani sengiphelele ikhini zangaphansi ngisacela imali. Listen to that. It doesn't sound right. You understand?
Yeah. And then my then next question would be, Guti, is it the, like you're saying, Guti, I look at somebody and I'm like, okay, am I going to be able to meet this standard? Right? And I saw an argument somewhere where they were talking about this, and the big question was, is it that you are aiming for higher than what you can maintain? Because for somebody else, I'm not high maintenance. Sure. Do you understand? But for you, maybe onga 70.
Are you not?
I'm high.
Okay, like I'm asking you yourself. Are you not high maintenance? Asqale lapho, let's.
Right.
Sure, sorry.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it not that maybe as guys, go for what you feel like you can handle? Right? And then the others that have high standards, there are guys who are willing and they are able to do that for them. So for me it's a matter of like, go for what you can maintain.
Yeah.
But you know Beyonce, so it's not that Beyonce's standards are high, it's that you can't meet Beyonce's standards, because some other guy doesn't mind Jay-Z don't mind. He doesn't mind.
Laba bantu engikhona ukuba meet and of which mhlawumbe ngisi right ngawo.
Yeah, you understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I also get what you're saying, but ngithanda wena Fifi and no one else. It doesn't matter ukuthi but my inhliziyo yami kuwe. So manje sekumele nginga approach just because I can't afford you financially.
But then for me, then it's a matter of then don't label women. Like don't label women and say, okay, they're gold diggers. If it's you. Do you understand what I mean? Like for me, it's okay, if you can't afford her, you can't afford her. Then don't say then Ngutsi, she's a gold digger, because there's another guy who's like
but I don't mind. Okay, but don't you think there are women who are gold diggers?
No. Literally, I do think that there are women who get into relationships for the purpose of that.
Yeah.
For just the purpose of money.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should call it gold digging, or is it them meeting their needs where they are? See, all of my things, for instance, like all of my things in Polygamy are going right.
Yeah.
The only room that is not filled is financially.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and now as when we're in a relationship, right?
Sure.
If, how do I put it? Like, you have your own needs, I have my own needs.
Sure.
Am I right? So if everything else in my life is covered except that aspect, do I not need somebody who's going to help me in that aspect?
But it goes back again to, I think we've discussed this. What are you looking for in a relationship? Are you looking for money, or what is that number one thing?
But absolutely, but that's what I'm saying, Guti, then that's their preference. Like, let's not then say they are gold diggers, because now where you have your needs that you need, like your needs that you want to be met in a relationship. Yeah, understand? Theirs is money, yours could be stability.
Sure.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it is everyone knows what it is that they need, and they go for what it is that they need. So don't punish those that go into relationships for money, because there's also guys that go into relationships for sex. Right? So don't... right?
That's
so like
true,
you're saying, okay, like I look at you, I can't share my finances with you if I'm just there to smash. So it means there are men that will pursue you for the sole purpose of that is what I want, right? So then there are also women that will allow you to pursue them or make a move on you based on what she needs at that time, which would be money. For you, it would be sex. So for me, I think my the
before you undlula lapho ne, if you mina personally, I think if you get into a relationship just because you want money, then you're a gold digger. I'm let's say I'm a good looking guy, I want you. And when you don't want me just because I don't have money, you want people who have money, you're a gold digger.
Then why do we label men who look at me and say, okay, I'm going to get into a relationship with this one because I want sex? Yes. What do we then label you?
I don't know what's...
Do you see? Exactly. My point exactly.
But there is a label for that.
What is it though? But do you see how uncommon it is? Do you see how uncommon it is, and how common it is for women to be judged to go for what it is that they want?
Bafuna that, most of them.
But also men do the same.
Gold digging is getting into a relationship solely because you want money.
Yes, there's also guys that get into a relationship solely because they want sex. Solely because ubonile and was like, okay, and they will pursue you.
Yeah.
Proper. But what do we...
Okay, let's go back. Let's just talk about money now. A guy getting into a relationship just because you have money and he wants your money, he's also a gold digger. Right?
Yeah,
it might not be something eningangawo, but we can.
But that's also like now. I guess now we're talking about finances.
Yeah.
But my issue now becomes how like let's not label other people for going in for what they want, because men also do the same.
Sure.
So if we're gonna say it's okay, women get into a relationship for money, they are called gold diggers. Great. Men do the same, they are called gold diggers.
Sure.
Same. But the men are in the minority, right? They will not. Most men will not get into a relationship for money, right?
But
cool.
but now
also
more than
now,
ever,
even if we go into the sex part, right?
Yeah.
For women, less women go into sex for the sole purpose of I want sex, right? Minority. So it's the same. Like I'm just trying to highlight to you, Guti.
back on.
Yeah.
But it's a minority. That's what I'm trying to highlight to Guti. But for me,
Yeah.
it's your needs at the time that you need to be met.
Yeah.
Your needs wako that you need to be met
Yeah.
are finances. So you get into a relationship for that because that's what you want and that's what is important for you.
Yeah.
And this one gets into a relationship because whether they want sex and that's what is important for them. Why do we label the other and not the other?
But where is that relationship? Okay, let's look at both relationships. Where is it going? Is it just a temporary thing, or is it the long term thing? Would you look at that as a long term thing or a
No,
temporary?
definitely
It's
temporary. For both, temporary.
So about to look at
It's not sustainable.
Yeah,
It's not sustainable.
Yeah. Because after what I know about guys, after the sex thing, then it's gone. It's like, okay, sharp. On to the next one sometimes.
I think enye futhi khona ukuya emntwini for that, mhlambe for gold digging or for sex or whatever. But now kuyenzeka ukuthi ufike ubanjwe laphana. I understand leyo nto. So akhona ama challenges alezo zinto. Sometimes when ungathi lapha ngiyela for this, what if ufika kimi uthuzela imali zami, nginento zami zokubamba mina. Awuseza la ngemali yami kuphela, sengikubambile on the other side. So same thing now uthuyela emntweni wesifazane for sex. Ugcine lapha yana inhliziyo ithi hayi baba.
Ufika ucage.
Wena kahle khona into eyenzekayo.
Yeah.
Mawuthi kuthi, yabo mawuthi kuthi.
Yeah.
So iyakuhlukumeza lento ugcine because iyenzeka vele igcina isikushaya because iyenzeke leyo nto lokuthi hayi just ngifuna ukushaya.
Yeah.
But kahle egcineni mhlambe igcine isichubeka ifika lapha yana kusasukushaya gcine sekushadiwe futhi.
Yeah, it happens. Ama relationship abaya aqala ngendlela. There are relationships othola ukuthi umjide bekathi yazi kanjani ngiseclubini ngiyabamba let me abambe avale. And makafika uthola ukuthi hawo abheka this is a nice person kahle. Oh okay. Then
the conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Kuyazwakala umuntu unento khona.
No formula. There's
so
no formula.
Yeah, true. Yeah. But they are gold diggers.
Yeah, no bakhona akumele sifihle ngoba wonke umuntu kumele simthebule ngegama lakhe ukuthi lo uyini lo.
Okay, but laba yini? Now my thing is still
the
ones that
kumele
get in
sicheck
for
igama
sex, what
labo
are
ukuthi
they?
ikhona
Amajida.
amajida.
No, guys,
Amajida.
no, double standards again.
Khona
Double
abantu
standards, no
abathanda
ways.
mhlawumbe uthanda leyo.
Yeah. No, but yeah, you're talking about double standards.
Double standard.
Yeah. So don't you think Uguti, you guys have more double standards than us?
How so? Please elaborate.
Okay. Let me just give you let's just say, for instance, you as a woman, if I can call you fat, let's say maybe I go on Twitter or wherever, you are fat, or I don't like fat women or whatever, right? Or I don't date fat women. How is that going to be perceived?
Okay. It's not going to sit well.
Okay.
I'll be honest, right?
Yeah.
But also, I think as male and females, there are certain things that affect us in different ways.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So now we are very conscious.
Yeah.
And I think there was a time when I was sharing with you guys, there was a campaign that they were doing where male and female,
sure.
one, I don't know if I should describe it, but in the essence of it, it was proving that women are so much self-conscious than men are, right?
Sure.
Men see themselves as glorious. Like, most biggest feeling, right? And I mean, among his biggest feeling, I'm like, oh my God, if only I could just lose a few, centimeters, right? So the sensitivity of certain topics when it comes to you guys will not be the same with us, right? So if you go on Twitter and you say you are damn fat, I'm definitely taking offense, right? But if I come to you and I say you are damn broke, and I'll say Benzi at that time,
I'll take offense as well.
You'll take offense as well, right? But if you come to me and say I'm broke, I'm like, I don't care. I'm pursuing my dreams. I'll get where I need to get. You understand? So it's not gonna affect. And if somebody says you are fat, Really, you don't care. Okay. Exactly. So I think it just depends on what is it are we talking about.
Yeah.
And obviously it will affect us differently.
Sure. Talking about being broke, that's one thing also. It goes back to what we're talking about now. We are providers.
Yeah.
We feel like we need to have something to prove Guti, I'm the man of the house, right? Because also going back to what we spoke about on the other podcast, the episode, we spoke about being led. So I don't think Guti, you will be okay. I don't have power yoku lead underway from you as a woman osebenzayo ngasebenzi. It's like it's difficult. Also going back to izinto ezithatha ama offense, I talked ngikhulume size yomzimba wakho uthi kena, if I call you fat, people are gonna go crazy. Let's say mhlambe ngibhale on Facebook or whatever, people are gonna go crazy and be like, you hate women or whatever, right? But when yourself, because I think on TikTok there was a guy who spoke about this lady Okulma about the size of a man, right? If you guys talk about that, it's like fun and jokes, right? We take offense. It's something we can't change. If God gave you this, it's what you also pila now. But when your weight, you can change.
You know what? I think the noise is pertaining to, like you're saying, go see somebody who this lady went on and she was talking about size, right? Yeah. Which is offensive to you, but it's a haha for us, right?
Yeah.
And if you would go on and say fat, woman will go crazy.
Sure.
I think also it's based on what we were talking about. Good men are not really much of talkers.
Yeah.
Right? So you guys don't go out and fend yourselves, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that if she's speaking about size, men are not saying it just means that they're not putting it out there. But you do feel the offense. The only difference, the reason why you will see most people attacking you for saying I'm fat is because women are more vocal. So Tina, we don't mind going on social media and being like, what the hell, you hate us, but you feel the same wherever you're sitting. It's just that you don't express it.
Yeah, but why do women feel like it's okay for them to do that?
For them to talk about size.
Yeah, because you guys know when it comes as a man, when it comes to bedroom things, I need to like make sure yonke into is covered, right? You guys expect that from us. And more especially even if when uzenzela udaka, but you expect me to satisfy you when you go to cloud nine and everything. But Mina, what about what you, because this is a two-way street. Good bedroom. It has to be like you bring your part, right now I bring my part, right.
But shouldn't those be conversations that are had?
Yeah, but what my example was based on things that Tina as guys as easily take tata kuza ma offense easy, ne, are those things you can't kunezinto more especially izintweni ezokuthi you can't change, right? You can't change ezinye zezinto, but you come and say I know SK umubi or whatever, ngenzeni ke ngobubi bami. That is basic knowledge. Yeah. Like I mean, I can't change it. Ngimubi. That's what God gave me.
Ile nto besikhuluma ngayo last le eyama, okay, I think of besikhuluma ngendaba yama size nani ukuthi ezinye zezinto you can mhlambe abe right lo umuntu wakho, mhlambe you can go for ukuthi ukhulise
whatever, Dr. Baba.
Now sesinenkinga ukuthi lento yenzile izokuthatha isikhathi esingakanani ukuthi ihlale, because ngenzeka after ikhulile ingasaspan. So mhlambe let's say ispane for the next 2 years or so, then iphelele. Then what? Because savumelana nawe because wena ubona ngathi mina need this, and mina ngathi vele ngaka mina mfethu, yabo. So now manje sesifika like 10, okay ndoda hayi mina ngineli grand asikhulise.
Women sometimes can be hypocrites, like when it comes to, like, it's basic knowledge, ukuthi this person will take offense by me calling them ugly. No one wants to be ugly. I don't know, mhlambe khona uthi right. No one wants to
Yeah,
be no one wants to be called ugly.
Yeah,
But when you call you guys ugly, you're
is and bahlale basho ukuthi bafana babi.
we understand.
Like fully.
Yeah.
Bakhuluma,
They are
movie,
brokers,
what,
ninjas, or whatever they call us that. But Tina, if you guys are broke, we take you as you are. You understand?
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Gucci, there's different. How do I put it? Like there's different things that will affect us differently and things that will affect you differently.
Yeah.
Right? There's things that men say to us, like we are bitches, we are gold diggers, we are home wreckers, we are like you label us, and a lot of the time I think we women, and I think maybe this is becoming in our personal spaces now, because obviously you guys are like, no, but this is what you say to us, and I'm also like, but this is what you say to us.
But why?
But I feel like with us again, like I'd always say, Guti, you know how you talk about double standards, right? Women have been oppressed for such a long time.
Sure.
Also, you understand. So if we're gonna talk about double standard, not we feel like we have been robbed, right? Because you're going to tell me, Gucci, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. And as a woman, when I do the things that men do, I'm labeled a certain way. But when you guys do it,
like
you are
what?
fine.
Just elaborate.
Like for instance, guys sleeping around, you're seen as a guy. Like, yo, we score condota. You understand? When we do that, we are bitches.
Yeah.
Just what I mean? Like, so I feel like double standards are there everywhere.
Sure.
It's everyone has freedom of speech. Everyone can say whatever they want to say. So there will be men that say women are bitches, women are gold diggers, women are this, and then there'll be females that say men are ugly, whatever. Boom. So we all have siyakomana.
But why? Why? Because I think there's a if between us, okay, let me talk about black men and black women. If between us there's an enemy that is looking at us, I think when we do that, they get all excited. If there's an enemy, I'm not saying there is one, but it's the same thing. But we'll talk about that maybe later episode. They're not necessary. They talk about is it polyandry? Polyandry. Why?
But that's the thing. How then is polygamy relevant? Why polygamy?
Yeah, it's been there.
But that's the thing. That's because men could get away with such things, and society has made it okay. And that's why I'm saying double standards again. Because as a guy, you can take many wives, but as a woman, I can't take many husbands. Why?
Yeah.
Guys,
No, let's just
okay.
Let's talk about that. All right. Okay.
Can we think about gays,
Wait.
lesbians,
Okay.
and all of that?
All right.
Because if we're gonna start talking about numbers,
Yes, Ganjan. Do we agree with together? There's more women than men.
There is more women than men.
So what happens? Okay.
Also, no. But also remember, SK, there's people who don't want to get married.
Okay.
There's people who don't want to get married.
But
so it doesn't necessarily mean Uguti, because there's more women than men can take.
Yeah, but
more women. No.
But equally so, there are men who don't want to get married. But now, don't they want to be like sexually active? Don't they want partners? Someone who could, even if I don't want to get married, don't they want that?
All I'm saying is that, guys, if we're gonna have the conversation around polygamy and polyandry, that is a double standard. Whether there's more men or women or whatever is happening, that on its own is a double standard. And when you're saying ukuthi yini lento esiyenzayo, yini lento nina niyenzayo, because ultimately it's the same thing. That's why I'm saying ukuthi. And that's why I'm saying ukuthi double standards are there. They are there everywhere.
Sure.
And for us women, like, we have been oppressed for such a long time that now we feel like, no, we don't have to stand for this, because back then there was a reason why. And I'll go back to what I always explain. In the olden times, you must remember, we were not allowed to work. Our sole purpose was to take care of the household, right? And now we're living in different times where we work, we are independent, and back then it was a matter of how am I going to raise these kids?
Yeah.
Sure. If ngishiya lo baba, how am I going to be able to raise 5 kids? Because vele bekumele sizale.
Sure.
Right? So you probably have 5 kids, 9 kids. Mkokwami has 11 kids. So with 11 kids, where am I going to go if I leave this man? How am I going to be able to raise these kids? Which is also another thing. These kids will go with me.
Yeah.
You understand? So back then it was I'm staying for my children.
Yeah.
I'm staying so that this man can take care of my children.
Okay.
But now we don't have that.
Okay.
And that's why women are retaliating, man.
Sure.
Because
okay. My question to you would be, let's put aside polygamy. Does polyandry make sense to you as a woman?
To me, polygamy and polyandry don't make sense. Not as a woman.
Okay.
But personally, for me.
They both don't
make sense to me.
To you, does it make sense for naturally? Mm-hmm. Does it make sense, or will it be possible for everyone to have a partner? If there's more men, let's just say there's 10 men and 20 women. Mm-hmm. What about the other half of women? Are they not supposed to be in relationships? Are they not supposed to have partners?
That's what I'm saying. Uguti, taking it like that wouldn't make sense for me, because you have bisexuals, you have basically the LGBTQI, right? Before they come from
yeah.
Yes. And then you also have people that just prefer not to get married, right?
But you get them from both men and women. So I'm trying to balance the numbers. That's why I'm saying, because the
numbers can never balance, because there's more gays than lesbians.
Arguably, maybe. I don't know.
Do you see? It becomes so complicated.
Okay,
of course, if we're talking about it as in numbers, 5, 10, it wouldn't make sense.
What if I said, even though we don't have the statistics, right? What if I said there's 30 women and 10 men, and then we minus the other 10 from the 30? Okay, let me see. It still wouldn't balance, because you said there's more gay than lesbians. So the numbers of men
are decreasing.
Exactly. So, okay, what about the other? Okay, let's just point it.
I think for me, if we're talking about it rationally in terms of black and white, it wouldn't make sense.
Sure.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Right. So, if there's more men than women, then obviously.
Okay, let's balance the other women that don't have partners.
But I don't think that would be the correct way of taking it, because life is not black and white, and there's no way to answer your question, because it cannot be black and white, right? But if we're talking it in terms of, okay, these are the numbers, this or this, then it obviously there's an imbalance, right? But like I'm saying, this is life.
Okay, according to me, polygamy, even if it doesn't mean if I say polygamy is practical, or it can be practical or whatever. I don't know the root or where it came from, but looking at the numbers now, it would make sense for me. But polyandry in sense, because how can you have 2 men, 1 house, 1 woman?
How? Because I'm sure even in the beginning it was like, how do you have 2 women, 1 for me?
1 man.
For me, even now, it's still hard to grasp.
It's easy, that one.
Do you see? Because it's normalized. That's why it's easy.
It makes sense naturally, because there's more women than men.
No, not talking about that. But because
they are very strong. Like
sorry.
By that time, ngalesa sikhathi khehla lami belikhona ukuvala liyoshaya. From le. Liyophuma le. You understand?
Sure.
But I doubt ukuthi khona abomama bangayenza.
No.
That's the sole purpose of polygamy.
Okay. Akusilokho kuphela.
No,
Akusilokho kuphela.
But I'm looking.
Njobusha akusilokho kuphela. Ziningi lezi zinto ezikhona. Mhlambe one of those ileyo.
But guys, you know what? The reason why I'm saying it's because this thing has been normalized so much. It's been normalized. We see it as normal. We see it as it makes sense, right? But for me, I feel like how, because I could also ask the same question, because how do you have two women in the same house? As it is now, if I was living at home, me and my mom will fight. Because somebody too says patala. Just know what I mean.
Okay.
Somebody too, like, we are old now and we'll bug heads, you know. She's like, you will do such and such in my house. This is how you'll do things. I'm also like, nah, bro. Like,
look at
no.
again. Even though maybe it's not far from each other, but
you understand, it's made to work. It has been made to work.
Relationships are made to work.
No, it's okay.
Relationships are made to work.
What I'm saying is, it has been normalized, and it has been like there are things that are put in place in order to make it work.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Sure.
The fact that they don't live in one household, it is because there was a problem. You understand? Bekunenkinga yokuthi okay, mabahleli la endlini babonke bayalwa. So therefore, oyi-one makahlalele, oyi-one ahlalele, ayi-one ahlalele. And by the way, msele kunemali phela, so he can do that. But what about all the other men? It doesn't necessarily mean that when a man takes multiple women, they are all going to have their own houses. Others live in the same house or in the same yard or whatever, and they'll always buck heads.
I wouldn't advise someone to take amakhosikazi to angekakhona ukuprovidela. Because you need to also think ukuthi balance in this thing.
But the thing is, provide how? Because providing for you right now, you're thinking everyone must have their own house. Am I right? Providing for somebody else is they must just eat. Like sikhona la endlini sisonke abantwana bakhona ama-room ayithuna omunye ulala ngapha omunye ulala ngapha nabantwana bakhe. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. Like, it has been made to work. It has been normalized to a point where there's been things, and it has been going on for such a long time that there's been things that are put in place in order to make it work. But naturally, if you look at it, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Even with polyandry, the same thing. That's what I'm saying. But for me, the two concepts don't make sense. Because also with polyandry, we could say, okay, this wife, magahlala endlini yakhe, and then these husbands, magahlala endlini zabo, she goes to this one whenever, she goes to this one whenever. Doesn't make sense for me. Whether polygamy, whether polyandry, like, each person just choose your own person and live with your own person.
The rest yeah. But yeah, anyways.
Yeah, do you see? You'll disregard our feelings. Disregard our. Do you understand? Have you watched?
No.
I mean, yeah. Have you seen how sad those women are when the man comes in with another woman? No one cares about that. Everyone's just like, yeah, we know that. No one cares about the feeling of the woman who has been here building with you, and then. Omlandile, by the way.
Yeah.
I think that's also another thing that irks me.
Yeah.
Uguti, as a man, you come, you pursue me. You took me from my own corner wherever I was sitting, and you pursued me and you convinced me. And I'm sure at some point in your relationship or in your marriage, you talk about this thing. You make mention of, because I don't think there's a man that just comes in jail. There might have been a conversation, or he might have hinted or whatever. But for me, it's you fetched me in my own corner. You knew what my values are.
Yeah.
You know, Gutimina, I don't believe in that and I don't agree to that. Yeah. Now you come in, you bring in somebody else without me agreeing to it. Right? Because even apparently now, the way that istem is taken in these days versus old days, completely different. Because apparently in the old days, they'll correct me if I'm wrong, but apparently in the old days, you would come to me as your wife and you would say, Wuti, mina ngihambe ngiyokufunela somebody that I feel would be suitable for you and me.
Yeah.
Right? As a child, that's what I mean. But now it is you married me, you go, you cheat. Now okay, you know what, baby, me, I want you too. You understand? And then you're gonna take this person and you bring them here. And now mina unglandile when I must start questioning myself of my value. You understand? Because it's natural. Like I said, women, to a certain extent, we are very insecure, right? So you're gonna come in, you bring this person, like I said, the weight thing, yes, bigger. Naturally, I'm gonna look at myself and be like, okay, what's wrong? Like, what did I do wrong? Like, yini wrong ngami? Ikuphi la ngakwazi ukufika khona that he feels the need to go and fetch somebody else from outside to come here. So now, because of your actions, my life is disrupted.
But what if
Ungilandile wena.
No, but I understand.
I feel like that's very
I get what you're saying. You as you watch Abu Batin, yeah. As you watch that, some stories are very sad. I think it's more than anything is because maybe that woman herself doesn't believe in isithembu nanani. I understand. Mhlambe manje sisenza ngendlela wrong. We go cheating. Then after lapho I come back to you ngitshele ukuthi kwenzakalani.
Because I even think when I ask her ukuthi when these
yeah, but yeah, it's tricky, man.
It's such a disregard of somebody else's feelings.
Yeah.
Even with women that believe in his team, that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Even with women that believe in his team.
Yeah.
But when somebody just comes in with someone and says, "Nanguge," you understand? No one can take that. And for me, again, it's why do you do it if I can't do it to you? It goes back to the cheating thing, which most of the time with men, if Yenang cheated, like you are supposed to be understanding and forgive. But if you do the same thing to him, he'll leave.
Yeah, no, Tina, no.
And you see, I always say, you know what I always say when I always say, guys, men love themselves. Like I'm not that ayazithanda beyond, right? And Tina, I don't know, I don't want to say but we are so lenient and so forgiving. But men love themselves so much that they are not willing to put themselves through nonsense for you. But Tina, we're like, oh, it's fine. I'll enjoy. It's okay, babe. I forgive you.
Yeah, but do you guys really forgive, or you just let it slide sometimes?
No. I think that we this is also another thing. You can't hurt me and expect me to heal the way that you want me to heal.
Yeah.
You also can't hurt me and expect me to heal in a timeline yako. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it's allow me to heal the way that I want to heal.
Yeah.
You have done me wrong. If we're gonna have an argument and I'm gonna say, yo, Cecilia, whatever, you must understand the amount of hurt that you have caused me and the amount of trust that has been built over the years that has been broken. That for men, it's hard to swallow the pill of me reminding you of what you have done or expecting more from you after you have done that, right? Because I usually say, men say we are crazy, but where does the craziness come from? Where does the trust issues come from, right? I don't necessarily think, unless if you're somebody that has gone through traumatic relationships and you're still trying to heal and get over that in a new relationship. So maybe say for instance I've been hurt and then I get into this new relationship. Yes, I am with you, but the hurt from not necessarily that relationship, but the situation, what it caused, the damage that it caused, I haven't really gotten over it. So I'm going to get into this relationship, and then immediately when SK does something, I'm like, Khalil, you understand? Same as the other guy, you understand? But unless that is the case, women are not crazy. You make her crazy.
Yeah, but
most of the time. But and then
you must learn. You women must learn to separate men. Bangabafagi under one umbrella, as you say, or adding on what you were just saying. If your previous relationship didn't work or whatever, or relationships didn't work, don't say amadoda izinja, because that one thing will show you. It adds something to you. It says something about you and the way you perceive men from that point. Because if you say men are by izinja, what are you saying about your next guy? He's also a dog. So you must mangabe lona kuhlulile uThemba. If we are go Sifiso, hamba kuSifiso, so ready ukuthi kena now I'm leaving yonke umthwalo lo benguphethe noThemba. I'm going to try, because also it goes back to what you normally say ukuthi you heal before you
go into another relationship.
Exactly.
But that goes both ways. I think it's not necessarily a woman thing. I think also, okay, two things, right?
Yeah.
So the one thing would be, it's not really a woman thing.
Sure.
Because also I feel like guys move. And secondly, I feel like sometimes we women are in a position to say, I want to heal now. And when I want you now. And now you're telling me about healing. And this is like, that's usually what men will do when they are pursuing you. It's not like, I mean, you understand, I don't want you to go through this alone. In the relationship.
I think it's people.
But
people like
generally,
because
yes.
I want you and
Yes.
I feel like I can add something for you to heal. I can be a different.
Yes, exactly. So I don't feel. I think it's just generally human beings in jalo. And then also I was gonna say, unless it's a case of you have been hurt before.
Yeah.
Usually, when women are insecure in the relationship, except, like I'm saying, if it's a before and you didn't heal and whatever, it is because something happened. Even with you guys, it is, you can't just start out of the blue. You understand? Number one, you don't trust me because you've been through traumatic experiences or whatever. Or number two, I have done something that makes you insecure. Do you understand what I mean? And that's how I mean. Most of the time, men say we women are crazy, or we are insecure, or we are too controlling, or this and this and this. But look at the relationship honestly and think about what you guys have been through. Best as like, because you guys will get irritated with all the time and whatnot. But why? Why? Where did it start? Unless you have given that person a reason. I don't think there's somebody that can just blow up your phone and call you every 30 seconds.
Okay, you wanna check
But do you now see why? But do you now see why I say you can't hurt me and expect me to heal the way that you want me to heal and at the time that you want me to heal? Because in the same way, maybe my healing process and my comfort comes from so that I can be at peace. He's not doing what he did before. Yes. So you, because you are the one that hurt me and you have made it clear that you want us to make things work, you have to take it. You have to take it. Maybe until a time where it has gone on for such a long time that you feel like, okay, like now you're dragging it. It's been 3 years now. Every time we have an argument, you're telling me about the same situation. I don't think I can do this anymore. Do you think that you can do better in not reminding me about it all the time? Because I do understand that I've hurt you, but also I understand that you should heal in your own time, but also it's been a long time. You understand? And that's why you talk about it. It's okay, no, you've hurt me and that's why I do this and that's why I do this. And then you come to a conclusion. Do you end it or do you continue? But in essence, for me, don't hurt me and then expect that I heal. Yes, Katsako, and the way that you want me to heal.
I agree with you. 100%. I think we've pushed it. We are good. Anything we want to say last thing? Or should we continue? Do you want us to continue?
I think
I can go for hours.
That's nice.
Enye into bengifuna kuyibuza I think kusisififa even noma not wena like personally like women out there ukuthi asithi nangu umuntu wesifazane like uvelele empilweni right. Ingane ekhulele kwi-family sharp. Grand like
sharp like financially. Okay.
Most angisho kanjalo kakhulu. And then usufika esigabeni sokuthi mhlambe uzwane nomuntu uthola umuntu futhi right. Admitted the standards ukuthi akuphilise leyo mpilo zokuthi I know sibtep sisi right. Then ngifuna ukunderstand ekutheni uma kungenzeka mhlambe kube nenkinga like uthola umuntu ongasabi right ongekho right.
You mean like they break up with no alright?
Yes, mhlambe bahlukane nalo alright. Then efike ekutheni sekathola umuntu Because abanye nje obengisha abanye banokukubuka bacabanga ukuthi right. Mhlamba akasi right, asithi akasi right.
Wagcina ngenile but abona ukuthi azikhiphi.
Yes, angene. And then athande. Then uma sekuchutshekwa abone ukuthi hayi khona lo muntu lona phela akanadwa kahle yabona so but ngendlela mhlambe kwenze ngayo ubone ngathi kunjani so ngifuna ukunderstand ekutheni lapho you go for inhliziyo ukuthi lo muntu usuyamthanda o mhlambe you go for ukuthi mina kahle empilweni yami engiyiphilile engiyazi nayi impilo engiyazi kahle lempilo le ngizoyicala manje ngiunderstand ngiyazi so akusimpilo yakho ekushili because impilo wena uqale ngayo vele uyijwayele this is the life so this is not the life impilo sharp
personally mina I think ukuthi uzokushiya but okay
obvious
you know what I think it depends. It goes back to what we were talking about ukuthi what are the what are your values, right? What are you looking for in a relationship, right? And there are people that come from wealthy families that the love aspect has been neglected, right? That somebody feels like, you know what, I've never been loved. I want to experience what love is. And so for that person, I feel like it wouldn't matter really because most of people who come from wealthy families or families or whatever, they have their things. Just what I mean. Yeah, they have their own things. So it's not necessarily like you are not coming in to fill that need. Back to needs now. What is your need? Like what do you want out of a relationship? And what is your number one priority? What space is it that you have in your life that you feel like you want somebody to come in and help you in that? So I think it depends on what are they looking for in a relationship. And yeah, I think there are women that stay with men that cannot provide for them financially, but there's guys that he will break his back for you, but unfortunately at that time he is not financially stable. But also I think that with us, like last time we're talking about being led, right? Being led. And we're talking about a guy with a vision. We're talking about a guy with a vision, right? Sure. And I think the problem then comes when awusebenzi uhleli, there's no ambition. Awunankinga, like when you write liyashona liyaphuma liyashona. I think that's where the problem becomes. But then what, right? Then what? Because ultimately, if we are in a relationship for the long run, we are looking at marriage, right? We're looking at building a family, right? If awuzamazami, do you understand what I mean? True. So it's not necessarily ukuthi we are looking at the pocket and the finances and whatnot, but it is, does this person have a vision? Do I see ukuthi lo muntu lo can actually be something? Do they aspire to be something? Do you understand? And it's also not wrong for somebody not to have big dreams and whatnot. It's okay. I mean, people are allowed to. But ultimately, I think with us women, it's phambili, phambili.
So before Sivalane, I think there's singabantu sihlukile, abantu besifazane nabantu besilisa sihlukile. There are people othola ukuthi they have that thing ukuthi yazi kanjani, I want to ukuthi ngenze something about my life. There are those abangafuni.
Yes.
There are those abahamba nomoya. There are those who are matured and know what relationships are about. You understand? And so if umuntu ahamba nomoya, makuthiwa mena trash, ukumena trash. Abakamenzi next, nakuthiwa we understand. Kufuneka imali, indoda mele must have money. Uhamba nemali. You understand? So there are those people. There are people ukuthi imali ingenzelani ekugcineni because fine. Mawufuna, okay, obviously you wouldn't want someone low omchazile ukuthi uhleli kuyaphuma ilanga leshona ilanga. No one wants that. You understand? You need to, whether uqala your own business, whether you go look for a job, for whatever, impilo is about that. Angeke kubalekele lokho, you understand? So if ngibona ukuthi you are trying, you are doing something, you are coming with ideas, then I'd appreciate that. Even if isn't, I mean, obviously the unemployment rate is very high. So I cannot say ngoba ungasebenzi it's your fault. No, it's not. As long as you are trying, you are looking at different things ongazenza nani. So I mean that
and I mean there's like you're saying the unemployment rate is very high. There are people that are sitting like with degrees
exactly
qualifications, big qualifications, and there are people that are sitting, no metric, and but everyone in essence is trying.
Exactly.
Everyone is trying to get somewhere. But for me, it's like I'm saying, the effort is the initiative, is their vision. Do you want to do better with your life, or because ultimately, that means this is how life is going to be for forever. So then you need to decide, as a woman, right now, like if things would continue the way that they are, will I be okay? And I think that's also a question that a lot of us need to ask ourselves. And because sometimes we get into relationships hoping that umuntu uzochinja, or hoping that a situation will get better, or hoping. There's a friend of mine who always says, when you are in a relationship, look at the things that are happening now in your relationship. When you go into marriage, it's going to be 6 times what it is now. So if you are already irritated by the fact that next, in marriage, so in marriage it's going to be 6 times more because you are overexposed to that. You understand? Okay. So for me, it's let's look at if this person and this person remains like this for the long run, am I going to be content with it? Can I work with it? Or things will get better
after
or
marriage,
whatever the case might be.
If
it won't.
If izinto zinjalo before marriage, they're going to be like that after marriage.
Exactly. So Shabala, to your point, if uhleli ekhaya akayenzi nexi, just look at it as this is how this person is going to be in 10 years time. Am I willing to stay?
Thank you.
But manje if lo muntu mhlambe, let's say umbone, okay, not ukuthi umbone, okay, umusuka kwinto enjalo, umuntu make approach onjalo umbona ukuthi lo muntu lo udonsa nzima, ungafuna ukulalela story sakhe na, like understand, because now kunenkinga futhi enjalo nakubheka ngoba angikwazi ukulalela story sakho ngikubona ukuthi ngalalela kanjani istory salo muntu omasaka because mhlambe lo muntu unayo lento ukuthi ngelinye ilanga uzoba sharp, but now because akatholi nale opportunity ukuthi ayilethe lento to that person, the next person. So now enye yama challenge ekhona because uzoba nenhlanhla ngoba ukubonile ngithi ecaleni ukuthi hayi no right yena yabo avume, but what if angakubonanga lokho ukuthi hayi masaka lo muntu.
But I think ultimately, like I always say when I shabela ukuthi the getting to know a person is very important. Understand. And so for me, it's if nikbonile ukuthi unje and nikbonile ukuthi okay, this guy shem agana next, right? Sorry.
Yeah. Sure. No, bring it back. Bring it back to you.
Like that.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So if like I have seen, like let's get to know each other and see okay, this person and he's very honest about who he is. Am I willing to? Understand? Because it's not just on the finance part, in every part. Understand? There's a guy that if they come to me, I'm like no, you understand? So it's not necessarily just in finances, and it then it emphasizes the part of let's get to know each other better. Whether umuntu comes to you looking like they are okay, or they come to you looking like they are not okay. Because there's also guys that do that. There's also guys that come to you not wanting to tell you what they. I've had a guy who was asking me out. And then a simple question, like he would ask me, right? And I tell him, okay, Mina, I'm an events coordinator, and then what do you do? He would not disclose to me, He's like, no, because I want you to see me for me and not for
what I
have. Right? Yeah. So there's people that will come in and come to you, Muntu Ati, okay. Ayenze ngathi akana nix.
Okay, say gopa lezos. No. But I think we've covered a lot. So before Zvala, there was something. One thing I just want to say to all of us as Konala, whether we are shooter or whatever, let's put our families first, number one. I'll tell you guys why ngisho so. Let's tell our loved ones ukuthi siyabathanda. Spend time with them. The reason why ngisho so, we recently lost a colleague.
Sure.
And it was a shock. It was like someone you change shift with, someone you understand. So it's very sad. So what indefike kimi ukuthi ngizibuka mina, am I spending enough time with my family? Am I telling my family ukuthi ngibathanda kangakanani? So I just want to raise this to all of us, just to say spend time with the people that you love, because this life thing, whether we are chasing money, we are doing this and that, at the end of the day, it doesn't. What's the point? We are working for our families, so let's at least spend time with them and tell them what is batana. RIP to Umjida, and to his family. Our deepest condolences as you guys in media, as a colleague. Man, it's very sad. It shocked us. It's very, very sad. So tell your people who to abatanda, just give them your time, whether it's 10 minutes of
I think
it's quality. You talk to them. How are you? How are you feeling? How are you? So he was sick for a while, and so unfortunately he passed on. So RIP to him, condolences to his family.
I think enye izinto esike sakhuluma ngayo. I think sike saya kwi funeral last time. Sikhuluma like nje after the funeral or before the funeral ukuthi how impilo ishort kanjani. Like ungaphanda wenzeni but you awazi ukuthi kusasa kuyokwenzekani nani mhlambe the next hour kuyokwenzekani. So I think it's very important ukuthi appreciate or whatever mhlambe khona mhlambe
phone them, give them a call, because I'm also personally I'm also guilty about that, because I'll be very busy, busy trying to hlanganisa izinto lapha nalapha and forget to like call my father always complains about that. Uthi phone in light duze kanjani izekhaya nani, and lento le ivele yangishaya, and I understood wonke lamazwi akhe, they came with yazi kanjani. I need to spend time with them, because
I think we also live in a society that just says work, you know, and we neglect the people around us, Masebenza. And there was something that I read somewhere, would say, if you would pass away today, M17, they will replace you. Within the next 2 weeks, you're going to be replaced. But what memories do you leave with your family? You understand?
Because that's what's important.
I think we also spoke about this when we were talking about co-parenting, and when your brother lost yes, we also touched on this. Spend time with your kids, spend time with your family. At the end of the day, when amasungekho, they need to remember how baba keep us you know.
Exactly.
So,
and also the previous, I mean, siyaxolisa bafethu, load shedding yasibhayizisa. I know ukuthi on the previous one, if you've watched it, kunalapho ingana footage khona, but we decided we're going to soldier on. The load shedding is near, I think they understand, but we really apologize for that. Sizoba prepared next time, and so we didn't want to see that footage and be like, but we post everything. So anything?
No.
Sivalil, thank you.